Welcome to Kickstarter Radio. I'm your host, Lipstickpaddy. We're over on Gamefound looking at Harakiri, Blades of Honor. Now, this channel is focused on crowdfunding games, and we also do special programs, making awesome stories and chats about the industry as well that you might like. You can check that out on the playlist. And also, if you check the community tab on YouTube as well, you'll see early prints of videos that are coming out next, if that interests you at all. Anyhow, now, Harakiri Blades of Honor. I covered this on the first time it came to crowdfunding, and I was really enamored with it because it had this big world map where you were traveling around Japan, and you are basically an exorcist that's trying to defeat loads of demons. And, being a Catholic, I am kind of interested in exorcist movies and stuff like that. So this is quite an interesting way of continuing that hobby interest of mine, which is exorcism, where you are playing one of these four heroes and you're going to be demon hunting, essentially, across the land and trying to banish them all back to hell, essentially. Now, I've often said that when a Kickstarter comes out and it looks really promising, if it's any good, if the game is any good, it will come round again for a reprint, because you will know it's a known property by then. There'll be reviews, there'll be opinions on the final product. You'll know how the development went, how the product looked when it finally came out. Harakiri has had a massive splash. It is supposed to be a fantastic campaign, and the fact that you go around the world map and then it has a different, you kind of zoom into a location, so it's a bit like a dungeon-esque crawl skirmish fight against these enemies. So it's interesting like that. And if I remember correctly, it has a whole time of the time in the campaign moves. So things move on the map and things like that. So it feels like the world is alive when you're doing things. And if you go to A instead of B, when you finished A, B would have moved, might have finished or done something, made something else or something like this. So you'll see loads of great quotes here coming from YouTubers and fans, but that is good. But trust me, if a game comes out like this and it's on its second Kickstarter, it's gone through the gauntlet. It has completely come through the other end, and then now is its time to profit, basically, because most of the production's been done, although they are bringing an expansion here, which is really, really exciting. So the art, in particular, is incredible. If you're into that Asian might even be wrong to describe it. If you're into your Japanese demonology, this is what you're going to get with aplomb. I love the Japanese art. It's so incredible. Even when it comes to art, digital art, you don't often see Japan looking like this. It has such a unique charm to it. Anyway, if you look at these maps, it looks like there is three types of I did the story of many. There was a word they used for it. It's like a resolution. Is that what it is? There's three resolutions here. So you've got the big world map. You've got this one where it's... is this the expansion, this middle one here? We've got this territory. And then you've got this close-in map of an area. And you've got these tiles then that you can create a little over another that's the dungeon crawl section of it, where you're laying these tiles out and you're moving around, knocking out NPCs and fighting the big baddies when you get there. All this good stuff. So it certainly is a campaign. It's obviously a lot of minis here, 67 unique models, a lot of plastic in the box. It will never be available at retail. It does have a high cost, it really does. This $2.99 over here on the right, that is the gameplay pledge if you want all of it and the new expansion. So don't get too frightened by yes. You can buy this piecemeal if you don't want everything, you know. Look at these 10s, 9s, 9s. Rulebook ready to read, baby. So this is interesting. You've got the base game here now. If you just want the base, the reprint, it's just 149. I can't believe Lipstickpaddy said it's just 149. Get with the program, viewer. Kickstarters are always going to be around the 100 to 150 point. Excuse me. Still weathering this cold from last week, but hey, I'm on top of it. Yeah, 149 because you're getting a lot of plastic, you're getting these 3 resolutions, all that stuff. You're getting the campaign that's been written, everything like that. Paying for all the art, paying for all the story, paying for a lot of good stuff. It's worth it. 2 campaigns, Act 1 and 2, 75 hours of gameplay. A giant tome book, 440 pages of campaign. It's interesting because that is your campaign of being an exorcist in Japan. Feudal times. Look at these epic monsters. Not monsters, are they? Demons is what they are. Yep, so looking super, super good. Now, 4 character booklets with 100 pages. That is all about the character that you pick, isn't it? The booklet. 100 pages to each one. That's interesting. You are obviously going to get stronger through the campaign. It is an RPG after all. One-shot scenarios are included as well. So you're not just gunning it down the campaign. You can pick up side stories and mop them up as well. If the game starts getting hard, you just do the side stories, don't you, to buff yourself back up again. Right, we're pushing up the pledge because this is the expansion. We're going into a new area. Ooh. And, oh man, this art's so good, isn't it? $2.99 now. Curse expansion. Shinigami expansion. An alternative Sun Wukong miniature. That's one of the characters, isn't it? The Monkey King. Souls of Yomi expansion plus the N expansion. Asterisk. The N expansion is free during the Gamefound campaign. So if you do pledge, you will get that for free. It's going to be a $25 add-on. So there we go. So all the new content with the expansion. Oh, there's a 449 coming up down here. We'll look at that in a minute. 3 new campaigns. Now that's going to be maybe, let's see, Act 3, 4 and 5. It'd be interesting to see in this campaign if your character's story continues. Like, are you continuing your campaign, your character from campaign 2 and going into Act 3? Or is it like you start a fresh character when you come in here? I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that. Yeah, more minis of course, and secret envelopes. We like that, don't we? More cards of course, enemy types and more one-shot scenarios, stuff like this. The one-shot scenarios also, if you having a game night and you want to show them Harakiri, you can play these one-shot scenarios and get them into it, and if they're interested in it, you can say, well, there is a campaign mode if you want to play, you know. So what's this 449 thing that I'm looking down here? Well, this is the Kickstarter, or in this case, Gamefound goodiness, where they have pimped it out to the max. you're getting a playmat, dice tray, custom dice that look so Japanese. Look at that. Amazing. Coins, unique coins. Legendary deck of items. You get a lore book. Is that right? Is that a lore book? Art book with a bit of lore. Sleeves, and a lot of sleeves that cover the whole game. It's 1,500 sleeves. Have you noticed these adventure massive campaign games are all around the 1,500 sleeves? So yeah, this is quite a short campaign. It's what I call a ninja campaign. No pun intended. I usually call it a ninja campaign because it's so quick. It's got like 8 days. Super quick. That's why I want to get on this video. And yeah, it says there's an update pack as well. So, you know, there's potentially errata. That's come from the first edition. I do have a special video on saying that you should really wait for a game to come out on a reprint, because when you back a game, you're technically beta tester, and when they normally do a reprint, they always have an update. Anyway, it looks like here, if you back the first game, you can just get this expansion with the update, and this is going to be $89, and you can then pick up any add-ons that you want on top of that. I have no knowledge or memory about the add-ons, so I don't know if any of these are repeated or whatever like that. You notice at the left here, Sundrop miniatures as well, so that'll put the pledge even further. Now, so you can see they're all demons. Yeah. You're going to have nothing quite like the roster of demons because they're all Japanese cultured based. It's fantastic. And you're going to be busting these peeps back to hell, of course. Akira, great. Hanako, Bayakari, Tomi, Takashi, Akane, Hattori. Nice names, aren't they? I've noticed this Hakari. I think in his eyes, his hat should be cut out of his hat. You might have to mod that so it looks like it is art. It calls these crossovers. Let's see. Nyx is coming from Madara. I know that much. Cedric, that's coming from that Egyptian thing. Kemet? Is that Kemet? Landolfo, what the hell is that? Hirosha, what's that from? And Nobipu. I don't know what these crossovers are. Let me know down below. I know Nyx and I can guess at Cedric, but the others I just can't think of. Landolfo's Italian. That's going to be something from Ludus Magnus Studios, isn't it? Am I getting close? 4 personal storybooks for Act 1 for the main characters. Interesting that they're pushing the lore out of the character. Storage trays for when you're saving it, of course. Double-sided boards. Yeah, you've just seen different resolutions there. When I said, like, it's Japan, isn't it? It's because the resolution's, like, really zoomed in, isn't it, into Japan. Really cool dice. I like the number, the font they're using on the dice looks really cool. Colorblind friendly dice, there you go. Art is just incredible, it really is. I think it stands right up there that digital artists are doing. It just looks incredible. It's just so emotive of that kind of world out there, and you can kind of see these AI on the cards and stuff like that. Lovely vibrancy to the cards. You'll be going across these old roads. It's supposed to be kind of medieval-ish era. I don't know what the period's supposed to be. I can't remember the period of the game. It's like 1600 or something like this. The Shigani expansion can be added to Act 1 and Act 2 campaigns for additional gameplay. Ooh. This is going to be a side quest. Is it? So this is one of the expansion boxes that they have, adding 10 one-shot scenarios here. I wonder how you kind of stumble into these. Alright, what's in the box? In the Wrath of the Gods. This Searu, this is the biggest mini I think they've got. It's absolutely massive. This is essentially monsters, isn't it? Beasts. That's Sun Wukong, that's the Monkey King. Guan Yi Dahi Mulan. Alternate sculpt of the Sun Wukong. I wonder why they did that. Yeah, do like this art. It's kind of an interesting roleplay, isn't it? So yeah, Wrath of the God, more content and stuff like that. New gameplay and things like this. The Jubai's Curse. What's in the box? Hang on, so this model does have the cutout of the thingy. I don't know, maybe there's two of these samurai. Is it a samurai? I think it's before samurais had samurai armor. I don't know. Oh, this guy is the solo campaign comes with this guy. Interesting. With the secret boxes and some new enemies. Of course, I don't think you potentially have to play this solo. But it says specifically designed for the best one-player experience. More cards though, and yeah, this says most of this content can be added to the other campaign, so you're just decking out your the main deck of the campaign and stuff like that. So this is the expansion. It's in that kind of fantastical world. It's a new resolution they're bringing in of a region, it looks like. And yeah, so 4 new characters to play with, 36 new abilities, fantastic, and some new chi dice coming in, vulnerability, corruption. So yeah, there's the region map, and it looks fantastic, doesn't it? It almost feels like I don't know, some kind of overlord map where you've gone into some kind of corrupted lands or something. But this is going to have a lot of demons you're going to be knocking out in this area. Oh, it says it's the underworld. So you're actually going down into the demons' land in this expansion. Ooh, that sounds incredible. If you've not read the Bible. I think it's Exodus, the second book. There's a bit in the book where Moses tells some people to scout out ahead on instructions from the Lord. And these guys scout ahead, and they group up and they say, if we find these people, they're just going to get murdered, aren't they? Let's pretend we didn't see anybody. I'm just giving a quick version here. Anyway, these people go back, and Moses says, did you find anything? Like, say, no. And the Lord appears and says, you're lying. And the Lord opens up the ground, and there's this like fiery pit, and these three men fall into the underworld. If you read the early part of the Bible, you realise that the Lord is not our Lord Jesus. It is a demigod that is highly demonic. In fact, the kings, if you go to the fourth book of the Bible, Kings, there is ethnic cleansing of cities. This is going off peak here. Endless ethnic cleansing of cities, of all men, children, women, pets. Everything gets ethnically cleansed. I am telling you now, it is something worse that you've ever seen in a movie when you go to Book of Kings. It's like disturbing what this Lord wants to happen. But, so yeah, the underground, going down into that underground, fantastic. Because you could know you're going down there to whoop some ass, is what you do when you go down there. Yomi, the underworld, shrouded in perpetual shadows, stretches like a vast labyrinth of tunnels and caverns, where the sun's light has never penetrated. Here the souls of the dead wander restlessly, trapped in an eternal cycle of suffering and regret. Rivers of corruption traverse the barren land, whispering laments that intervine with the crackling of dead branches and the echoes of forgotten footsteps. Ooh. As players delve deeper into Yomi, each step brings them closer to the final abyss. New character. New character. Just massive art pieces, aren't they? Bubashi, new character. Kaibutsi. That's the demon. You can play a demon. What's going on? I guess you are going to be in hell. Maybe you can get these people to work with you as potential NPCs. I don't know. I've been playing World of Warcraft, and there's a lot of tension in the underground of the war within, and the spiders and all that stuff. There are NPC friendly spiders that you talk to and stuff, so maybe there are some friendly demons that potentially want rid of the bosses and stuff like that. I don't know. Why is it jumping back from that? There we go. As you can see, great art, great minis. Definitely have that feel of demons, don't they? That kind of looks like the Ring. So yeah, super unique look, super unique exorcist thing going on. Definitely going to have some interesting dungeons as well to go through. Delve into the sulphur mines, the lava mountains, the forest of souls, the suburbs of Yomi, and Emna's castle. Yeah. 299. Does have stretch pay. And of course 449 stretch pay. Interesting, isn't it? Because hang on, this is the expansion stuff. So yeah, coins, art book, double-sided playmat, and in fact the only stuff here that I probably wouldn't want to get is, you know, because the art book is good for referencing when you're painting minis. The alternate miniature, not interested in really. Don't know why they do them. And everything else I would love to have, right? telling me I always sleeve my games. I'll always love games with custom coins, of course. Playmats I love. Expansion. Dice tray looks great for theme on the table. Custom dice. Get more if you've got more players around the table. Yes. Dude, 1,500. Yeah, that's for everything. This sleeve pack down here is if you're coming in just to get the expansion. Just showing off some of the art here. It looks best in class. Looks fantastic. Most of this art would look great on the boxes of games, you know, as like a... So yeah. Dude, this page is big. My goodness me. Looks like E Honda with a reptilian face from Street Fighter, of course. Minis, some really big ones. I think the Sun Drop. No, you're gonna want to paint them, aren't you? Look at this. They've got a Rest of the World 1 and 2. So, yeah, they have US asterisks, continental states, and then if you're outside of that, it's a bit different. It's funny, isn't it? Because when you select the reward on Gamefound, you just put your country in, and it just tells you how much it is. I don't know how these. I don't know why they just. I don't know. Maybe there should be like a little app here where you can put your country in and just see shipping. Plus, peeps, this is the second. You know, it's the second crowdfunding they're doing here, so they've already processed it. This is a reprint with 1 expansion. Let's just look at I want to look at the big pledge. The honor. Alright peeps, we are blessed with some fantastic projects at the minute. We really are. Now if you hold my philosophy that if a game is good, we'll see it come round again, won't we, on Kickstarter? Like this game. Harakiri has come back round. Harakiri. It's tough to say, isn't it? Harakiri. So if you're playing the patient game, this is the time to pledge for it, because if you're playing the patient game, it means that Story of Many, that's a beta, isn't it? It's beta. If that's really good, that'll come back round for a reprint in the future. That's going to be maybe tough to have a development. That's going to be late as well, I'd say. Story of Many. Whereas this, dude, this is it. It's like a year of production here for this one. You're pretty confident that it's coming and it's been fixed and stuff like that. It's going to give you a campaign like no other. It's got that Japanese demonology, which is very fresh. You know, you rarely see this in Moviescape or even video games. So this is like in pushing a new era for visualization. I love it about that. And yeah, how can you not be tempted, peeps? How can you not be tempted? Now remember, if you're going on this, don't think about jumping on the honor pledge, you know, because you could just go in with the karma pledge, can't you? The low pledge, and just update your pledge in the pledge manager later on, because it's maybe a little bit expensive, isn't it? So I don't know what strategy you're going to have, but know that you've always got the chance to update it. A 10-day campaign? Really? There's no stretch goals, no dailies or anything like that. It's just a ninja campaign, which is a bit annoying, isn't it? It says back now to claim your free gift. Is that because I was following this that I get this? It's worth $5. It says Eurobucks, and yeah. So this is definitely one to put in your watch list. I definitely think it's a massive campaign that's going to stand up there next to Madara, Gloomhaven, Vampire Chapters, etc. You get my feeling. Where you've got this known property now. Reviews are out. You can go and check gameplay. It's a much safer bet. It's not a beta. It's already got errata. This is it's the reprint plus, isn't it? With additions and with all those expansions and stuff, you could just do a whole summer of Harakiri. Just leave it on the table, kind of. It's one of these campaign games lend themselves to just camping out in your house, don't they? And you just play it over every night. So yeah, I think most people have got room for this in the collection. These campaigns take years and years and years and years to make. The campaigns take years to produce, and we're looking at a project that's a love letter to the source material of Japanese demonology here. So what do you think? Have you got room for this on your shelf? Are you interested at all? Is something about this theme that's put you off? Because it's a heavy theme, big time heavy theme. And are you, like me, super interested in the role play of a exorcist priest going whipping ass, and on this new expansion going down below into the underworld and doing some whip ass down there? Really does sound good, and again, it's like, just look at the channel. We've got some massive games. Oh man, if I had to pick, between Story of Many and this, it would have to be this, because we'll see Story of Many come back to crowdfunding in a couple of years, and that will be its reprint, and that is the time to get that game, because that when you back this, it's not going to have delays. Most of it's already done. They just need to press print, and they've just got to do the expansion. So this is going to be much quicker. 9 days though, it's quicker. Why 9 days? I don't know. Because I don't think there's FOMO on Gamefound, is there? Because even if you miss this campaign, you can always late pledge it later and keep it on your list. So, Gamefound definitely has, that kind of relax. You can just relax about backing stuff and just get them later. Christmas is calling. Especially if you've got kids, So, yeah. With Harakiri, Story of Many, we've got Rumble Planet, covered that yesterday. And that other game that I can never remember the name of, with the toy app and stuff. Dear me. I'm going to call it, peeps. We're in like a golden age of crowdfunding at the minute. Definition of a golden age is I'll give you $1,000 and you've got 5 minutes to back games that you want. Dude, man, I'd easily hit it. Give me 3 minutes, I'd do it. Let's do it. just as a, I mean, let's not back. I'd love to see. Right, we've got Harakiri is 400. Let's go to the channel, peeps. Rumble Planet with all the expansion, that's going to be 200. You're up at 600. Robo Rover 2077, that's 300. You're up at... You're going to go over, aren't you? And Story of Many, you're going to be over 1,000 if you pick them up. Dude. Harakiri, Rumble Planet, Robo Rover 2077, and A Story of Many. My strategy then. Story of Many, wait for the reprint. Robo Rovo, I don't think that's going to have a reprint. Rumble Planet, I don't think Ankima have ever done a reprint on their Kickstarters. Not yet. But yeah, you can balance it up, and it's going to be on Gamefound. You'll be able to late pledge anyway. But I think what I'm going to do is Rumble Planet and Harakiri, not the big pledge. Where's the little pledge? Yeah, the new Ronin 149, and then you can upgrade it when the pledge manager is closing. So yeah, that's potentially the most financial route, and then you update the pledge later when there's like a quiet month on Kickstarter, so you go back to your pledges and you up them. You double down on them to get everything. You know, if there's one thing missing from the campaign, it's Foreteller. There's no Foreteller app for Harakiri, and maybe this is something that might get announced. With a giant campaign, it sounds like Foreteller should be on it. So maybe that's the only disappointment with the second crowdfunding campaign for Harakiri. Harakiri? Yeah. Do you have another disappointment? Let me know down below, of course. If you got this far, please give the video a thumbs up. I think I've said my piece. Looks great. Do I want it? Absolutely want it. It's best time to back it now, of course. Because it's a second reprint. I'm not talking about FOMO. You pick it up late pledge if you wish. But it's definitely right up there in the short list. It's true. Before I go, just want to highlight. I'm not going to do best of the year. I'm going to do something even better this year. I'm going to do a tier list of all games I covered in the year from S to E. And we'll see where all these fit. But I'll tell you now that Harakiri, it's S tier is what it is. Dude. It's like a blue ribbon game. A marquee crowdfunding game, dude. It's that big. It's good times, peeps. Good times, peeps. We're getting like a mini renaissance. If I look at the year, it was January, February, March was very good. And now October's killing it, dude. So, 4 good months in the year. It's not too bad, is it? It's been quite a slow summer and spring. So yeah, it's nice to have that break, and they're all coming out now with interesting stuff. I'd love to know what you're backing and what you're shortlisting for potentially late backing down the line. And I'll come back with a final thoughts on this if there is any updates of a story. But if it is just as it is, take this as my final thoughts. Looks the bomb. It's a giant W for the studio. And yeah. Do I want to be an exorcist in Japan? Kicking some demon butt? You bet I do. and sits right down my theme that I love, which is demonology. So, peeps, there you go. There's my 2 cents on it. I don't know how long this video is. It's been a bit of a long one, hasn't it? I give value on this channel. It's true. So I'm Lipstickpaddy. This is Kickstarter Radio 102.4. We're over on Gamefound looking at Harakiri, Blades of Honor reprint plus the Souls of Yomi. So exciting, peeps. Exciting times. Do check the channel out, of course. Looked at some big hitters recently. And do check out the special programs, as I'm sure you'll love some of that content, which you can check out right about now. So you take care, stay safe, and bye-bye for now. Bye-bye. Harakiri!